It's hard to believe that the world we live in today is billions of years old. Even if someone said that, no one would believe it. However, it is true that our world is millions of years old. But unfortunately, apart from the fossils found here and there is no evidence that humans existed in ancient times. No one knows what the world was like in ancient times, what creatures lived in ancient times. All we know is the theories of experts. However, we can get some information by examining the fossils of animals found in the rocks. By looking at the bones and skeletons of animals, we can get an idea of what the world was like in ancient times. If we could find a complete skeleton, we could even display it in a museum. What kind of animals lived in the early days of our world? First, it should be noted that hundreds of millions of years ago, humans did not exist on Earth. Only animals lived on the planet. Scientists have discovered some ancient animal skeletons from the depths of the Earth and identified them as belonging to various species of dinosaurs. But before the dinosaurs, other creatures inhabited the Earth. After examining various rocks, geologists have concluded that the first animals to inhabit the Earth were microorganisms. Microorganisms are simple living organisms that are currently found everywhere on Earth. We inhale oxygen from the air containing these tiny microbes. They are constantly floating in the air we breathe. Microbes are also found in the soil. Most importantly, these microbes decompose dead animals and plants and return them to the soil. Microbes are currently found in every corner of the Earth. However, microbes are not visible to the naked eye. Although scientists have learned a lot about microbes, they continue to study them. In the early days, only these microbes lived on Earth. There were no fish, birds, reptiles, amphibians, or mammals. After millions of years, these microscopic organisms began to multiply and fill the Earth. But after a while, some of these creatures began to disappear. At that time, other creatures had not yet evolved on Earth. When the microscopic organisms mentioned above began to disappear, the vertebrates began to appear. Vertebrates are animals with backbones. Fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals are vertebrates. Until then, no vertebrates had appeared on Earth. It is thought that these creatures evolved from microbes. Microbes are not vertebrates, but some similar creatures have appeared on Earth. These creatures were invertebrates. Invertebrates are animals without backbones. Invertebrates include creatures such as jellyfish, mollusks, and worms. These creatures all lived in water. Of course, the water on Earth at that time was salty seawater. Jellyfish and other invertebrates currently found in the oceans are similar to those of that time. Many creatures such as corals, sponges, and mollusks currently found in the ocean have existed for millions of years. Invertebrates do not live on land, but have existed on Earth for millions of years. After the invertebrates, fish appeared on Earth. The fish were the first vertebrates. Scientists have found fossilized fish remains in many places. Fossils are the remains of prehistoric animals and plants preserved in rocks. Fish were the first vertebrates to evolve from invertebrates. Fish are cold-blooded animals. Cold-blooded animals are animals whose body temperature changes with the environment. Fish are aquatic animals. They breathe through their gills and have fins to swim. Fish also have scales to protect their bodies. The bones and skeletons of various types of fish have been found. Among them are sharks, shellfish, lungfish, and others. After the fish, amphibians appeared. Amphibians are animals that can live both in water and on land. Frogs, toads, and salamanders are amphibians. Amphibians are also cold-blooded. After amphibians, reptiles appeared. Reptiles are also cold-blooded animals, but they can live mainly on land. Reptiles are scaly animals. Snakes, lizards, turtles, and crocodiles are reptiles. Crocodiles and alligators are the largest reptiles. After the reptiles, birds appeared. Birds are warm-blooded animals who can fly. They lay eggs. Mammals also appeared. Mammals are warm-blooded. They give birth to live young. All mammals have hair. Humans are also mammals. Some mammals are herbivorous, while others are carnivorous. Some mammals are omnivores, eating both plants and animals. Over millions of years, many creatures have appeared on Earth, but have also become extinct. Creatures that have existed for millions of years still exist today. Creatures that are currently found on Earth have existed for millions of years, but they have undergone some changes. We don't know exactly how many millions of years ago our world began, but we can say with certainty that our world has existed for hundreds of thousands or even millions of years. Each creature on Earth has its own role. Each creature is also a link in the food chain. And each creature is perfectly adapted to its environment. By examining the fossils of prehistoric animals, we can learn a little about the history of our world. But we will never know what the world was like in ancient times. We can only guess. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.
Thanks for joining the journey. Like, subscribe, and let your curiosity grow. This is Adventure Roots. See you in the next story.